Donald Trump bails on attending his son Junior's wedding because the only union Trump approves of is the one between himself and money. This is just another day. It's pretty safe to assume that it is every father's dream to watch his child get married. Well, almost every father's.
Donald Trump is skipping his son's wedding. He writes in the statement, "While I very much wanted to be with my son, Don Jr., and the newest member of the Trump family, his soon-to-be wife, Bettina, circumstances pertaining to government and my love for the United States of America do not allow me to do so."
Oh no! This means the president won't even get to see how his son's new breasts look on his wedding day. Talk about a pair of nuptials. But this is nuts. Grumpy old billionaire Donald Trump bailing on his rich son's wedding. How much more cliche can this family be?
Hey, Pop.
Hey, son. I've thought it over, and I really think you should come and see the suite. Get inside this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, come on. He likes you. Mm-hmm. You'll keep it light.
Well, the only thing is, Khan's wedding.
Oh, it'll be okay.
Are you gonna make it at all?
We got him some, Napoleon things then?
Napoleon and Josephine letters.
Let him know that I'll call him when I have a minute.
Right.
Unfortunately, I have no idea if that's where the parallels stop, since I stopped watching that show right after that exact clip. Yep, no clue what happens to that Logan Roy guy in that very same episode. But it is true that Donald Trump has stated that because of circumstances relating to government and my love for the United States of America, he can't attend his son's wedding. And I think I speak for everyone when I say, sure. Except he did frame his reason in a slightly different way yesterday.
Are you attending your son's wedding this weekend, by the way?
He'd like me to go, but it's going to be just a small little private affair, and I'm going to try and make it. I'm in the midst. I said, this is not good timing for me. I have a thing called Iran and other things. That's one I can't win on. If I do attend, I get killed.
Yeah, sorry, but I don't really think that's true. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that attending your own son's wedding might show the world that you have, a heart, a modicum of humanity. And that's probably not a bad thing for a guy who spent the last year and a half running cover for a pedophile ring. But I get it. The man who created a slush fund for insurrectionists using taxpayer dollars, kicked millions off their healthcare and food assistance, and who somehow found money to fund his own ballroom but couldn't swing cash for cancer research is worried about bad press. Makes sense. But I guess it is what it is. The president has too much going on in D.C. that he just can't leave, no matter how important an event this might be.
President Trump is expected to speak at Rockland Community College later this afternoon. The president is scheduled to deliver a speech focused on the economy as the administration continues to highlight jobs, inflation, consumer costs ahead of the midterms in November.
He skipped his son's wedding, but still did a campaign rally in New York? Look, I know the man cheats on his family members, but Trump didn't even get laid this time. Not that he didn't try.
I'm looking at Jackson. No, I'm looking at the legs there. He's this beautiful guy. He's got legs like tree trunks.
Wow. How sad to get blown off by your father, only to see him blow another man in public. But this is Don Jr. we're talking about here. I mean, if it was this one, I think we'd all be like, yeah, I get that. But his eldest son, who speaks of his father like this?
There's one thing I've learned about my father. There's one thing I know about my father is never bet against him when he puts his mind to something. That there is tough. And then there's Trump tough. Congratulations, Dad, we love you!
As you'll hear in my speech, impossible is usually just the basis for where my father starts. When people tell him something impossible, he always proves them wrong.
Yeah, as in, it's simply impossible that your father would say he's too busy to make it to your wedding. And yet, once again, he's proven everybody wrong. But you know what? Maybe this is all just a little out of bounds, right? All this private family stuff. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, I think Republicans, the party of family values, would never speak ill of a Democratic president's family, right?
It doesn't look like Michelle Obama follows her own nutritionary dietary advice. And then we hear that she's out eating ribs at 1,500 calories a serving with 141 grams of fat.
How old is his daughter? Like 13?
Well, one of them's, I think, 13, one's 11 or something.
Did you plug the hole yet, Daddy? Is that that's the level of their education?
Elizabeth Lawton is the communications director for Tennessee Congressman Steve Fincher.
Her Facebook posts came after Sasha and Malia Obama attended the annual White House turkey pardoning. Lawton took issue with the first daughter's clothes and general demeanor. In her Facebook post, she urged the first daughters to, quote, try showing a little class.
I know, right? Just so classless. Those children. But let's all just admit, Donald Trump doesn't want to go to his son's wedding. And that's not my opinion, that's just a fact. Because when Donald Trump does want to do something, absolutely nothing gets in his way.
The Bronx now, where President Trump is set to attend tonight's Yankee game.
As MMA fans flood into the Kaseya Center for UFC 327 in downtown Miami, this place is on fire. President Donald Trump joining the crowd for the championship bout, shaking fans' hands and then embracing UFC CEO and President Dana White.
All eyes on Northwest Stadium tonight as President Trump makes an appearance to watch the Commanders take on the Detroit Lions.
Hold on, a sitting president attending an NFL game doesn't feel like the rarest of circumstances.
It's actually quite rare. President Trump today is the first sitting president in nearly 50 years to attend a regular season NFL game. And Katie, I know there's a lot to get to as it relates to the game and the president's visit, but tonight there are also a lot of eyes on the president and also Congress as we are now in the 40th day of this government shutdown.
I guess those were different circumstances relating to government. So if you're keeping score, NFL games during government turmoil, good. Son's wedding during government turmoil, bad. What is it? I mean, it can't be the location, right? Guy's the president of the United States with all the means to travel to go anywhere on earth. For God's sakes, the guy flew to Alaska to meet our nation's biggest adversary, spent less time with him than it takes to watch a Marvel movie, but still couldn't swing the trip to watch his kid tie the knot? If Donald Trump wants to do something, he does it. Take his current highly unpopular war with Iran. Inside the Situation Room in front of everyone, Trump's own vice president took time off from violating a sectional to say a war against Iran could cause regional chaos and untold numbers of casualties. It could also break apart Mr. Trump's political coalition and would be seen as a betrayal by many voters who had bought into the promise of no new wars. And what did the president do with all that new information?
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran.
Fun fact, that speech was given at Mar-a-Lago. Thank God his son wasn't getting married there or he would have had to hightail it back to D.C. Donald Trump does not let anything stand in his way. This man?
It's such an old-fashioned term, but a beautiful term, groceries. It sort of says a bag with different things in it.
Started his own institution of higher education, a college which has had to pay millions in settlements over accusations of fraud. So I guess Trump University is kind of like the word groceries, in that it's a scam with different things in it. The truth is, the real reason Donald Trump didn't go to his son's wedding is because he knew everybody there would be focused on someone that isn't him. He's more than happy to go to clandestine crypto dinners, golf club openings, and parties at his own resort as long as he is the star of the show. Buildings, passports, money, his face needs to be front and center on every single thing he does. So do I think Donald Trump is a money-hungry egomaniac who can't stand to see his own son getting even a minute more attention than he gets? Well, in the spirit of weddings, I'll just say, I do.